Everyone, and welcome back. I'm going to be making chili today because I'd like to be able to I'm going to have some for dinner, and then I'm going to pressure can the rest. If you hear any banging, it's just from my roommate. He is cutting up some kindling. So I took 3 big onions and I put it into my chopper, which is right here. And they're making me sniffle because they are some pretty hot onions. But this is my chopper that I use. I got this off of Amazon. And I rinsed the pot out to make sure everything's good. Stainless steel pot. And I figured that I would turn on the camera and bring you along as I make, I would say, a pretty big batch of chili. Okay, so that's just my pot steaming because it had a little bit of water in it. I'm going to let all the water dry. That's how I dry my pot. And then we're going to be going in with some olive oil. Okay, so I just want to show you this real fast. When you get these smaller green bell peppers from out of your garden, don't waste them. I'm just chopping them up because I was ripping out some of the plants today. And these were some smaller ones that were left on the branches. So I'll give you the exact amount and leave the recipe down below in the description. Right now I'm going to finish cutting up those green peppers and then we'll get started making the chili. So as you see, you can get a lot of green peppers. I mean, these are bigger, but you get like these little ones that are on your plants. That's what I cut up. Like I said, I don't usually measure. Been making this for so long, I just eyeball it. This is just one of my harvests today. So not teeny tiny, just big chunked peppers. So let's get started. I am going to start off with some olive oil. Enough just to coat the bottom of the pan. Sorry about that. I'm actually using my smaller stainless steel pot, so let's hope for the best. Okay, these were 3 large onions, but it doesn't really look like large. My pot got hot. It's gonna go in. Coat the onions in the olive oil. This will also cool down the pot. Okay, we're going to let the onions go until they start to look translucent, and then we'll go in with the other ingredients. Okay, do y'all remember when I made the garlic confit? I'm not going to peel any. I'm just going to take a couple of these garlics out of the jar, and I'm going to put them in there. I'm almost at the end of this jar, so. I would say 2, 3, 4, 6, and they will mash up and disintegrate as they go through the cooking process. They're already cooked, they'll just soften up as we're making the chili. So that just saves me a step of having to peel. And I want to make sure you could see this, so I will adjust you in a second. And my fridge is really cold today, so I'm just gonna try to chop up the garlic a little bit. Just to help it out. Okay. Medium heat, because I had it turned off to simmer the pot down a little bit. There you go. Can you see that a little bit better? So all that's in there is the garlic, olive oil, and onions. Now I'm going to go in. You can use red bell peppers, yellow if you have them. I'm going in with green bell peppers. Just want to mix this in. In the meantime, I am going to let this cook about 5 or 6 minutes. I don't want the peppers to where you can't, I want them to have a little bit of texture in them, so I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. I want to get my beans ready, so we're just going to let this cook. Okay, I know it's going to be steamy. Move that over a little bit. What I'm going to do now is get ready to dump this into a bowl, and then we're going to use the same pan and do our ground beef. Okay, so let's start putting this inside the bowl. Normally I would do the onions and then start the ground beef, but you can't really mess up chili unless you walk away and burn it. So let's just get most of this out, and then we're going to go in. With the ground beef. Okay, doesn't matter if there's a few in there or not. Okay, a little dash of olive oil. That was like a teaspoon. And then this ground beef that I got, let me see if it says the fat. This is about almost 5 pounds, so I'm gonna cut it in half and see if that's enough. If I don't think it's enough, I'll just add the whole thing in. So this was close to 5 pounds, and it was like $15, $16. This is the boring part where you just want to stand here and chop the meat. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the rest of the ground beef because when in doubt, beef it out. That's what I always say. So that was 5 pounds of meat. Throw this in the trash. I have a meat masher. I just can't find it suddenly. I don't know where it is. So again, I'm just going to chop the meat all up. Like so. Like I said, that's crazy. I can't find my meat masher, but that's all right. Okay, so we're going to continue to chop this. And a couple of I'm using canned beans. A couple of my cans are flip tops. Well, my diced tomatoes are flip tops, but my other cans are not. So I have to use the hand can opener. So I'm going to get that open while we start chopping and cooking this up. Okay, so I have all my beans, the tops pulled or the other ones opened, and I always strain mine. So let me get a strainer, and I am going to start draining the beans and rinsing them. Okay, so all the ground beef is cooked, and I drained off some of the fat. Now I'm just going to go back in. All the onions, peppers, and the garlic. And mix it in. You can usually tell by the amount of ground beef if you're going to need more onions or more green peppers. Okay, so I am going to go in with a little bit more green pepper, not a ton, just a little bit. Just going to rough chop it. I like green pepper in mine. So, just giving it a rough chop. I haven't seasoned it at all. Nothing like that yet. Okay, I like to have even amounts. Grew them in my garden. So, I don't know. Let's go with a green one. And then we'll taste it. I'm not going to put any of the seeds in it though. You don't have to put this in, but because I have them coming in from out of the garden, a little bit won't hurt. Just no seeds. And then little tiny little slivers. Gonna come in. Polanos, I think they are. I had trouble with that pepper this year, remembering the name. It's my first year growing some Spanish or Mexican type peppers. So I'm only doing one. I used them in stuffed peppers and they were really good. Some had heat, some didn't. Okay, so I'm not going to use the red one. I'm just going to use one green. Here we go. Mix it in. I drained the kidney beans. Oh, you know what I want to do? Why not? This is my sweet bell pepper powder that I dried. And I'm just going to go in with 1 tablespoon. Looking good. Okay, I rinsed the kidney beans, so I'll do the beans in steps. Kidney beans are done and rinsed. 2 cans. I'll tell you the size of the can. I am using a 15.5 ounce can, so I use 2 of them. I'm going to drain 2 cans of Great Northern beans and rinse them. Right in they're gonna go. We'll give that a toss. And now for black, 2 cans. So 3 bean chili. Same thing, rinse and drain. Shake it in with the black beans. Give it a good mix. That looks pretty good with the beans. Perfect amount. Okay, so white northern beans I did, 3 black beans, and 2 red kidney beans. Now we're going to go with diced tomatoes. Okay, so I'm sending my roommate down to the non-working pantry because I wanted to use a can of diced fire roasted tomatoes in here as well as just regular diced tomatoes right there. So as soon as he gets that, then we'll add it. Okay, I guess we could start seasoning some of this chili while he's looking for that, which I organized. It's all down there on the shelf. I am going to go in with 1 teaspoon of salt. I use kosher. I don't like to add a lot of salt. I'll taste it as, you know, as we go on. 1 teaspoon of black pepper. If it needs more salt later, then I'll add it. But right now, just 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper. Starts getting heavy on your arm mixing. But get it all mixed in there. It's already looking and smelling delicious. I hope that you can see that well. There we go. Even though I put garlic in there, I want to go in with, where'd my 1 teaspoon go? 1 teaspoon granulated garlic. Okay. Okay, here he comes with the can. Okay, where was I? Let's do a teaspoon of onion powder right in. You may hear banging again because my roommate took a break and he's going to chop up some more kindling. Okay. I am trying to grab, I do have jalapeno powder, but I'm not going to use that. I want to taste this first, see how it tastes. So we're going to go in with a tablespoon. If I could get it open. Of cumin, heaping tablespoon of cumin, and then a tablespoon of chili powder, and then I'll taste it. Let's see what I think. Heaping tablespoon of chili powder. We're going to mix this up. I'll give it a taste to adjust seasoning if need be. So our temperatures are going to dip here tonight. And I'm already chilly willy. Chilly willy. And so we're going to put the wood burning stove on tonight. Just want to make sure I have this thoroughly mixed so I can get an accurate tasting. Okay, let's see. I'm definitely going to go in with more salt. I do feel a little something in the back of the throat. I'm not exactly sure yet. But you know, I did one of those, is it a Spanish or Mexican pepper? Habanero? No, it's not a habanero. And I want to make sure that that doesn't make this too spicy. But you could do a jalapeno I just so happen to have that from out of the garden, so why not use it? Okay, I did just retaste it. Definitely salt. I think that so I might have 2 cans now. Okay, I do. Let's see here. Gonna go in with 1 can fire roasted diced tomatoes for now. Give it a good mix. I was gonna do 1 plain and 1 fire roasted. Let's taste. Just checking for seasoning right now. And it tastes good. Okay, now I'm going to go in. So I only have a little bit left. This Worcestershire sheer sauce. Two tablespoons exactly. Mix that in. Okay, I'm going to go in with the second can because I thought I had just regular diced and fire roasted, and I goofed. So I'm doing 2 fire roasted, but it doesn't really matter because they're not hot. Give it a good mix. And when you're the chef, you always taste test it. Let's see. Okay, it needs to be mixed a little bit better. It's just my roommate you hear in the background. Okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit more chili powder, but no more cumin. I like it to taste like chili, but I don't want it to taste all like chili powder. Say taste test time. Okay, I mixed it pretty good. Here's my little surprise ingredient is some steak sauce, because with all the tomato products, plus we're going to be going in with a little bit of tomato paste, with all the tomato products, you want to make sure it still has that beefy flavor. That's 5 pounds of ground beef in there. So I usually just eyeball this, and that's what I'm going to do again. Just going to eyeball it. It might have been 1/4 the cup. Takes a hot minute to make it, but it's worth it. Okay. Now, I'm going in with some tomato paste, and I only have one other ingredient, and that's going to be pretty much it, my friend. Now, do I always use tomato paste? No. I, believe it or not, for years and years, would go in with a good squeeze of just ketchup. But I'd have to go downstairs in my backup pantry for ketchup, and I have had it with tomato paste before, and very good. So just one little can of tomato paste with the water. Rinse the can out. Waste nothing. Now we're going to mix this in. And then we're going to get ready to turn the heat up. In a minute. Now you could do cheddar cheese. I don't add any of that into this. I will do it in the bowl when we're going to eat. For homemade sour cream. I make homemade sour cream. It's on my channel. Or you could just use store-bought sour cream, some cheddar cheese, a piece of an avocado, and it is divine. I kid you not. So just trying to make sure that's mixed in pretty well. Just give it another taste. Okay. Last ingredient is 1 can of beef broth. This will be the liquid for the chili. And we are done. That will also mold the tomato paste in. Now, if you want it spicy, like I said, jack it up. I was just trying to be careful because of the 1 pepper I added in. Wow. Good stuff, my friends. Seems like a lot of ingredients. 2 cans of diced tomatoes, or you can do 1 can of diced tomatoes with a can of fire roasted tomatoes, which they're not hot. 1 can of tomato paste. The can of the beef broth is a 14.5 ounce can. 2 cans of northern beans, 2 cans of black beans, 2 cans of red kidney beans, 3 onions, and about 3 green bell peppers. But I also added that other pepper into it. Now, I'm not tasting a lot of spice. So this is where you would, if you want, like I said, you could jack it up. You can add some spice. I'm going to grab one that has some fire roasted tomato on it and give this a thorough taste. It's absolutely delicious. I can't even make that up. So, I taste the cumin, obviously. And I could add a little bit of spice to it. Just can't be too spicy. Because what did I do with my pepper? I might cut off just the end of this jalapeno. I'm not going to use the whole thing, nor the seeds, and I'm going to add that in. So let me get chopping some of this jalapeno up. I don't want it too spicy. Okay, I just tasted the end piece. No seeds. This is all that I'm putting in because, like I said, I don't want it too spicy. And that's it. That is how I make my 3-bean chili. I will, because it's, all I got to do is just let it pretty much just come up to a little boil, and it'll pretty much be done. And if you were in my live, I was asking questions on how to pressure can chili. So, needless to say, very easy recipe. Just takes a couple minutes to pull it all together. I will try to leave the ingredients down below in the description. But this is it. This is what it looks like. It's delicious. It will thicken up a little bit, but that is it. I will leave the picture of what it looks like when it's done in the actual video picture. So that's it. That is my 3-bean chili recipe. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I will catch you on the next video. So give this a try. Tell me what you think. Like I said, leave me a comment down below. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you soon, friends. Bye-bye.